Well, hello, my fellow Baroque aristocrats. It's me, Whimsy, and I'm here in my kitchen. I've been putzing around cleaning up, and today I made a really great dish, which I will be showing you. It's kind of a take on a dish I learned from Phyllis Stokes. If you ever check out Phyllis Stokes, she's since passed on, but she has some great recipes. But this is her pinto bean recipe with dumplings. I decided to do a healthy version of it. So I'll show you that a little bit later. Today I want to talk a little bit about food budgets and your four walls and how do you stay healthy while trying to pay off debt, live below your means, etc. And so one of the areas that people will often cut corners is with food cost. Now that's not always a bad idea because you can eat really, really healthy food for very, very little money if, say, for example, your diet was predominantly plant-based, beans and rice and veggies. But a lot of people have, it's a huge shift for them to learn how to cook like that, etc. The big concern I see on some of the frugal channels, and I've talked about this in the past, just as a naturopathic doctor, is I'm very concerned that people will rush to get savings, coupons, etc. to save money on food items that are not necessarily healthful. In my home, I will spend extra money on higher quality food, but it's still, the base of my diet is rice and beans. I'm a vegetarian. I've given up eating meat, both for, ethical reasons, health reasons, and also financial reasons, really paring down and trying to eat as simple of a diet as possible. So one of the things I always say to people, if you're really struggling financially to pay your bills and you do start cutting cost on food, if you start off with a base of rice and beans, that's good. But if you're given a choice between what we think of as a luxury item and what we think of as a cheap item, I would look at the nutritional advantage. For example, if you're making something like the dish that I decided to make today, which was Phyllis Stokes pinto beans and dumplings, all right? She added Crisco. Crisco probably is a much cheaper thing to use than unsalted butter, which is what I used. I used a quarter of a cube of butter instead of Crisco. So the point being this, even though I'm on a frugal diet, I will spend a little extra money for things that are higher quality than for something that's processed like Crisco or something like that. Everybody has to work out their food budget for themselves, but my advice to people is keep it simple. Eat a mostly plant-based diet, eat in season. For example, we're now in season, the fall and the winter, so we're gonna be eating more of the local root vegetables. Those will be more affordable than, say, if you're getting something that's out of season or something that's been imported. And to really try and make the most simple dishes you can. But just remember, sometimes if you're buying something cheap, long term, it's not necessarily going to be the cheaper choice. And that's because if you don't eat food that's going to keep you healthy, if you're putting your health at risk because you're not eating high quality food or nutritiously dense food, that's not more affordable in the long run. If you wind up having more debt or having more medical bills because you didn't properly take care of yourself, you're actually creating a deficit for yourself financially, because the best advantage you have, the most important assets you have, is the importance of maintaining your own health. And so I always talk to people, the most important thing for a frugal home is please, please, please take care of your health. And you can very much have a frugal diet. You can have an affordable diet without compromising your health. So now I want to turn the camera around and show you my version of Phyllis Stokes' famous pinto beans and dumplings. All right, let's take a look. So I only recently discovered Phyllis Stokes, but I really, really like her, and she's got some great frugal recipes. This is my take on her recipe for pinto beans with dumplings, and I did it exactly the same way she did it. The only different thing that I changed was I added a lot more vegetables after the beans were done. I added some spinach, I added some carrots and onions just because I wanted to add some greens to it. And then the dumplings, like I said, it's the same as the Stokes recipe, only I've added butter instead. And that's just because I want to be a little bit mindful. You know, look, eating a lot of butter isn't healthy either, but I just would rather have something that's a little bit more natural than something that's processed. I'll go ahead and plate this so you can see what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna just put some of this in a bowl because I actually have never tried this before. I love drop biscuits. Whoops, made a mess there. I'm trying to do two things at once here. Let me put this over here. But I love drop biscuits. It reminds me of my childhood because my mom grew up in the, you know, her family came from the Midwest, so they cooked a lot of this kind of Midwestern poor man's food. But there you have it. This is dumplings. This is vegetarian, of course. If you want to keep it vegan, then you could try another type of oil, a vegan oil that is healthy. You can check out some different recipes. But there you have it. That is my lunch. I'm going to enjoy having it. I have a little bit of tea I'm having as well. Just a bit of Lipton tea. No big whoop. All right, so there you have it. The delicious vegetarian pinto beans, vegetables, all cooked in one. Like I said, if you want to get the recipe, I will put it where you can find it. Let me know what you think. And how do you keep your family healthy, strong and healthy when trying to be frugal and pay down debt? Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.